In this video, we'll see the modernization on the fly of a 5250 application with detailed screen and subfile menu. ARCAD iNow will enable you to modernize in an advanced way on the fly of any green screen. The general principle is using a parser that identifies whether the screen is a menu, like this one for example, or a detailed screen, or a subfile screen. What we can see here is an emulation of 5250 contained within a Windows application. In order to modernize in such an impressive and automated way, we just need to activate the checkbox here called Advanced on the Fly that will, through our modernization projects, enable us to automatically modernize all 5250 screens within your application. And this includes both your personal screens and also the system screens from the IBM i. So if I refresh my application, I can see that the menu that was previously 5250 has been automatically transformed into a menu including tiles. So how does this work exactly? In fact, we have the screen recognition in the first instance. It's recognized as a menu screen, and also some settings at the project level. This is how the menu looks in its 5250 form. But overall, for this screen recognition to work, we have the option to use an interface to define and in fact describe exactly what we would like to happen in the modernization. So for the tile here, we can identify what the text will be, work with user job, for example. And here we can say that in this case, we'll display the logo of ARCAD on a green background. So this applies to the entire set of 5250 screens in your application. Here we have an on-the-fly modernization of a simple detail screen. And as you can see, we've had no coding at all necessary, neither in the RPG or the DSPF. This is a more detailed detail screen. So here we enter the screen, we enter the customer ID, and we have a magnifying glass that will open a table containing the list of all the customers. So we have the complete set of customers. We can filter this, sort the list, select a particular one. When we double click on the customer, we can see that we have a help appears instead of an F4 as we had previously, and for the action we have a drop-down list. So here you can select the particular action that you want to apply. So important to note, really no development, no RPG code. So if we use the magnifying glass again, we can see here the fact that when on any screen within your application, we'll find the label cust number. It can be a leading label or a trailing label. And in this case, we'll say that for customer number, the field that was an edit field previously has been transformed into an edit field with button. So we have several options here. It could be an email, a web address. And it's this button that will do a query to search for the list of customers and return the full list that we just need to select the customer we're interested in. So I think what's really important to note is that no modifications to the DSPF and in the RPG neither. So we can see a toggle button here, a calendar that will appear automatically, and all this is controlled by the settings, the parameters that we've just seen. So finally, we're able to automate in a very simple way, according to your own graphical company standards. Obviously, it's important that you have the freedom to define your own preferences here. That's fully customizable. But if I type here strpdm, we reach a system menu like this that has been automatically modernized as well. We can refine the modernization that happens. Let's look at this detail screen that has a more deeper, more extensive modernization. We can see that we have the photo of the customer. If we click on the phone number, we can call directly the customer from here using the corresponding API. And we also have a viewer on the right that allows us to display easily all the documents associated with that customer. So how did we do this? We're in a highly automated modernization phase. No programming required. So here we have the classic information that you would see in a DSPF, but ARCAD iNow understands what it sees displayed here. And we've identified that we are in a DSPF, that it has certain fields declared, for example, cust ID, which refer to a data dictionary. And finally, we can see that if any screen within my application contains a field that refers to cust ID, that means that it corresponds to a customer, and we can add to this the documents or the images that we've seen in the previous example. So we have application variables similar to environment variables that allow you to control where the display takes place on the screen. So another example of this advanced level of automation with no coding at all. Obviously, we can also export some of the artifacts, for example, in Excel format or any other standard format. It could be PDF or others.